Lately I've noticed an influx of shotgun usage in ranked, and I've decided to learn how to use KRM as well. And it is a very powerful choice up close, but there are a few things that you have to keep in mind while using it. And well, just to begin your learning, first of all you need to make a KRM loadout. And this is a separate step because you will not just jump into ranked matches with it ASAP. But you have to have the loadout available, and what I did at first after my ranked gaming time, I would simply play some free-for-all matches with the KRM loadout, and the goal was to MVP. So some days it would take me like 3 games, 5 games to MVP, and it was just a practice, just learning how the gun operates. And once I got more accustomed to it, what I would do is, and what you should be doing as well, when you notice that the enemy team is quite lacking and the map is good for the gun, so it would be Summit, the Dome, Nuketown depending on what guns your enemies are using, and you see that you are winning, like regardless of what you're doing, you will most likely win. Then you just switch to KRM and you start killing them in ranked with the weapon just for more learning but in actual ranked matches. And in this loadout I'm using this pistol just to add a bit more range, and have a secondary just to switch to like before using the KRM. And KRM gunsmith, well, it is a very default, I literally just copied the recommended gunsmith and I quite like it. The speed up kill, it is amazing. You just move faster, and a few other things that I need to note about the loadout itself, well, the gun-ho perk does not allow you to just sprint and hip fire with the KRM at the enemies, because there is still the sprint to fire delay going on, and so you would have to pause sprinting and start shooting, so you might just want to move a bit to the left, to the right, or even back. But gun-ho perk, it works amazingly with stim shot because it gives you a full speed boost, so it's certainly worth keeping. And as for the KRM, if you ADS and shoot, you get like more certain kills. With hipfire, sometimes your bullets don't even register correctly, and you may not one tap all the time with the hipfire mode, but even then, after some practice, it is a very powerful option for like being aggressive up close in smaller maps. And compared to the Fennec, well, in some situations KRM would be better, but Fennec is just easier to use. And I'm comparing with the Fennec because we are both like close range aggressive options. And overall now my experience, like I'm certainly not a movement pro, I'm not really an expert with KRM, but after doing what I said, after the free-for-all shipment for about a week, and starting to use KRM in like ranked matches against worse teams, I got quite nice amount of like skill, and I can use the gun. And now the gameplay. And so yeah, like you said and like you were able to see from the gameplay, when you are hip firing sometimes you just miss. I mean, it is partly my just skill issue and partly the fact that shotgun pellet distribution is like randomized. But overall it is a very pleasant weapon to use and very powerful in like smaller maps, like you can see the dome, the summit. And I would really recommend you to just practice using it. And like I said, you can start practicing in like casual matches and in matches where enemy teams are not the best. Now I still have a lot to learn, but I mean even with this level of practice it is really doable, and definitely just try it out, try KRM.